today we're going to be making Nutella French toast rolls, which my children go mad for. This is one of their favourite recipes, and they've taught me this one. So fingers crossed it all goes well, because they're really the pros at this, but they didn't want to appear on camera, which is absolutely fine with me. So first thing you need to do is get 10 slices of white bread. You could use brown bread, I suppose. I've never tried it with that. The kids seem to be very particular about the white bread. And the crusts need to be cut off, because otherwise it won't cook properly. So to save you watching me cut all the crusts off, I've just left the last two to be cut. And with the crusts, I don't really like wasting food. So what I would do, it's up to you obviously entirely, but what I would do is I put them in a bag and pop them in the freezer, and then blitz them in the food processor if I need breadcrumbs. Or, and I know I'm aware of the fact that I might be a bit weird with this, but I like crusts in bread and butter pudding, so they go in as little extra treats for me when I make bread and butter pudding. But anyway, so for this we get the bread and rolling pin, and you don't want to completely flatten the bread, you just want to press it down a little bit, so you're kind of just rolling gently along the bread until it's just a bit flat. You don't want it paper thin, it's just light, so you've still got a tiny little bit of give in there, but it's fast enough. So then, I mean, it's called Nutella rolls, so, and I don't get any money for product placement, so I'm just going to say the word and use it. Now you do a teaspoon per slice, that's approximately. Obviously a bit much more than a teaspoon actually, so I'll take some of that off. And it is messy, so I shall be having to get some kitchen towel in a minute. So just spread one side of the bread with the Nutella. That's it. Oh, this stuff is so sticky, but so delicious. I'm just going to pop that, which I'll pop that lean up there. And then, just grab a tissue, hold on. Just so I can do this properly. Pop that there, because I'm going to need that again in a minute. And then just roll it up. So I should be rolling towards you, shouldn't I? So you can see. So I've just pushed over the edge, and it's quite simple. Like a Swiss roll. Roll it up. And there you have it. That's the first bit. This isn't it. That's not the whole thing. Let me just move these out of the way, and let me get my plate. So, this is my plate of Nutella rolls, and this is what you do with each slice. The good thing about this, and I'm quite interested to find out if you guys have done it, is there are quite a lot of different spreads on the market. There's Biscoff. I know there's white chocolate. There's all kinds of multiple, so you could try it with pretty much anything you've got in the cupboard. I mean, you could even technically try it with jam, I think, personally. But it is a personal preference, and I have to say, with the Nutella, oh my God, it's so amazing. And it's a French toast, and chocolate really, really loves eggs. I didn't roll it out, did I? So I'm going to have to move this one. And do you know what? Let's see what happens. Be an experiment. This is the one I didn't roll out. It's not going to work, is it? But you know what? If it does, how cool is that? So we'll see. This is my experiment. Oh, too busy yakking and not enough concentration. Should probably roll them all out in one go. That's probably best. So just roll it out. There's a bit of Nutella on that one. That's fine. Won't be the end of the world. That's the way to stop me making a mistake again, isn't it? If I do them all in one go. Two. I've already, as I said, cut the crusts off with these ones. A little bit neater than before. And I find that a serrated edge knife does a much better job than a straight edge knife in cutting the crusts off. That one's actually a little bit too flat up a bit. As my family used to say, I don't know my own strength. So I've probably put those a little bit too thin. I'm freakishly strong, like Monica from Friends. And I was a child that always used to have door handles coming off in my hand because I didn't realise my own strength. And so yes, quite a lot of stuff got broken growing up until I understood, okay, you need a little less pressure on that. So there we go. Right, so we've done it all now, so I won't make that mistake. But it'd be interesting to see how this fluffy one does. I think the reason why is because when you dip it in the egg for the French toast, you don't want it to absorb the egg too much, because if that happens, it just gets soggy inside, because what you're basically doing is just sealing the outside, frying them up so they get that gorgeous crispy batter on the outside. Then you're rolling it in the sugar. So what you essentially get is just like it's all soft and squidgy with the Nutella warmed inside and all nice and crispy on the outside. But we will find out how that one goes. I'm going to put that in a different angle, so I know that's the one that I didn't roll out, but be the control one to see what happens. So this is going to be quite boring for you to watch me spread all of these, so I will probably speed this little bit up and come back to you when I've done them all, so you don't have to look at the top of my head. So see you in a minute. Okay, welcome back. We're now on the last one to roll up. So I'm just going to roll that up like that. Oh, bit of Nutella poking out there. Just tidy that up because it's supposed to seal the edges, which it does very, very well. So we don't need that now. So I shall get that away. So a few crumbs on this. Just put that over there. So this plate apparently is the only size plate I need for doing the caster sugar and the cinnamon. So here's the caster sugar. Cinnamon has a couple of grains of breadcrumbs in. But if you just pop a bit of it in, and the cinnamon, and I'll just give this a little stir. So this is just a caster sugar and cinnamon. I think we need a little bit more cinnamon actually. We're going to be quite particular with cinnamon. Some people love it. If you don't like cinnamon, don't put it in. It's quite simple as that. So make it flexible. Some chunky bits of caster sugar in there, but it doesn't matter. Whoever gets that. Be a bit lucky. There we go. So I've just mixed this up. We're going to put it on a plate. Ooh. There we go. Gosh, that's a lot of sugar. There we go. So sorted. Right. Put that there. And the next bit I need to do now is mix up the egg and the milk. So this is just egg. My daughter says you just need a dash of milk. So that's probably enough. Don't need all of that. And I'll just give that a bit of a stir around. So here we go. Right, so I shall get that there. Don't do that. I'll get this plate ready to put them in when we're finished. Put that over there. Right. So I'm using a crepe pan. This is our old crepe pan. Since I've got some lovely new frying pans, they haven't arrived yet. And I thought my big wobbly pan might be a little bit too weird and wobbly. So let me just pull this forward and hope this is going to do the trick. Put my crepe pot on. So now you're supposed to use butter. I'll turn that around because I don't want to get burnt Nutella on this. You're supposed to use butter in the pan. So hopefully we can do a few at a time. And turn them over, and all you want to do is just to get them golden on the surface, just get it a little bit cooked. So I'm not going to dip them in the egg until that's melted and ready to heat up the Nutella rolls, because like I said, I only want the egg just to go on the outside. I know with French toast you normally do really well soak the bread in the egg, but that's not what we want here. It's just sort of coating the outside. It just basically creates this really nice crispy outer layer. It's absolutely delicious. So there we go. Right. So first one to do, I will leave my crazy one that is out of shot, but here until the end. We'll see how that goes with that one. But let me just get one ready. Oh, this has got Nutella all over my hands. Okay, just pop it in like that. So you just roll it in, you don't soak it in, and then pop it on there. Probably should have waited for that to get a little bit hotter actually, but it doesn't matter. Just grab some kitchen towel. So, and I shall whack up the heat a bit so it gets a bit more toasty. It's starting to, it is actually starting to sizzle. You can't hear it because it's very, very quiet. Butter's not as excitable really when it comes to frying with the sizzly noises like a thick layer of oil. But it is bubbling. Just can't hear it at the moment. So let me just see. Probably could have done with the heat a bit hotter to start off with. It's all a learning curve with this thing, isn't it? So I will just wait for that to heat up a bit and then I'm going to come back to you because otherwise it's going to take forever. So be right back. Okay, so it's now starting to heat up a bit. We're now starting to hear some noise. So I shall just roll the others in the egg straight away and pop them straight on. And hopefully, if my little trusty pan, there you go, some sounds noisy on that side, I'll put on the noise a bit. You should be able to do several at once. Just keep an eye on them. That one over there is doing its thing. And apparently, according to my husband who does these, this is the bit that takes the longest. The longest time just sitting here with these. So I've got 5 of there, so I can do them in 2 batches. So, as I said, basically all you're doing is just, you saw how quickly I just picked them up, put them in, rolled them around, straight in. No soaking, no pushing, no squidging, which I know for some French toast recipes you would do. This is literally just supposed to coat the outside. And I will show you on this first one, if you can see the brown outside, it's starting to brown off. That's what you're looking for. That kind of golden thing. So this, unfortunately, is going to be a little while. I will try and time it for you so you know roughly how long it's been taking for these to do. But to save you having to watch me prattle on and on about browning these off, I shall bring you back when they're browned and ready to have the sugar put on them. So see you in a mo. Hi there. So it's been a nanosecond for you, but it's been 10 minutes for me of just turning these. I mean, it's not that long really. I've just been chilling out with that. So as you can see how brown they are around the edges. And that's what we're going for. A lovely crisp brown colour all round. And then you literally, all you have to do is take them straight off the pan. Can you see this? Pop them in the sugar. See that all right? And turn it round in the sugar, quick as you can, and pop it on the plate. And that's the first one. Do the second one. And I'll do all 5, and then I'll do the next 5 again. And then I will show you, I will cut one open so you can see what it looks like. See what it looks like when you cut it inside. It's just so delicious. They are super duper hot, so it's probably good just to let them cool for a little bit before you eat them, because it's like molten chocolate inside. But don't let it cool for too much. But they are so delicious, and they're so simple. As I said, 10 minutes it takes just to brown these off, which is, you know, no time at all. Very easy to do with minimal skill set needed, you know, just for frying and turning. If you can see, you know, the colour, then you're done. So I'm going to do the other 5 now, and then I will come back when they're all finished and cut them open. See you in a second. So here we have the finished Nutella rolls. If you can have a look at them there. They are hot and lovely. So I'll open this one first. This is one we did earlier. And you see what they look like inside. Very delicious. I'm just going to take a little slice. Oh my God. So delicious. And, sorry for all the chewing noises. Just to show what happened with the one that I forgot to roll. See what that's like. Oh, very fluffy. Oh, wow. It is very tasty. It's very fluffy indeed. It's much fluffier than the other one. But the Nutella seems to have, all over my hands. The Nutella seems to have gone into the bread and made it a bit gooey. Still absolutely lush. But I have to say, I think I now know the reason why the bread is rolled first before you spread it with the Nutella. So it basically, so it doesn't just absorb all the Nutella and just becomes sort of a bit of just a gooey mess inside. It's almost like it's returned to its dough state, but still delicious. I mean, it's Nutella flavoured dough, and it is cooked. It's just, it is a little bit more squishy. I mean, I'd still eat it without a problem, but I think the texture of the ones that have been rolled with the rolling pin are definitely far more superior to that one. So there you have it, Nutella rolls, and enjoy making them. As I said before, do feel free to experiment with different fillings. I mean, they're called Nutella rolls, but you can put it in white chocolate spread. You could do vegan spreads. I'd be interested to see them with jam, because I think there'd be like a bit of a jam roly-poly, which would be quite nice. And Biscoff spread and all sorts. So there's all kinds of things you can pop in there, as long as you can roll it up, and the actual, well, it should stick. It's the actual Nutella that does the sticking of the rolls to keep it all nice together when you're frying it up. So all of those things will have the sticky consistency. Jam might not be sticky enough because it's quite thin. And remember that jam does melt in a pan, so you'd have to be fairly careful not to go right to the edges of the bread if you're going to do it with jam, because otherwise it'll just trickle out the edges and the sugar will burn in the pan. So if you're using jam, don't go to the edge. I have to say, even though I went to the edge with the Nutella, I don't know if you can see that on the screen, it stayed in very well from being turned round and round and round and melted and everything, and it's all nice and hot inside as well. So the Nutella certainly held itself together, and I can tell my children now that their recipe is absolutely fantastic that they gave me. I mean, I know they got it off the internet, but still, it was fab, and I see why they love them so much. So enjoy making them. Any problems, let me know. Any photos that you decide to do, please do hashtag Berkshire Housewife, and, you know, just have fun. And any problems, also let me know. But if you've made them, enjoy them. And I'm now going to go and share them with the family. So take care. See you soon. Bye.